Hi, I'm Paul O'Brien from Modico. What have we got here today? We have the Meross Smart Wi-Fi Ambient Light, the MSL420HK. So I've got quite a lot of Meross gear already, so the lights in here, my garage door opener, smart plugs, a whole bunch of stuff that I really like, really reasonably priced, and yeah, it just works really well. So Meross wrote to me and said, would you like to try out our ambient light? And I said, yeah, sure, why not, let's give it a go. What I like about the Meross stuff is it connects directly to your Wi-Fi, so you don't need a hub, and as I said, it just works. This is the HK model, so this is the HomeKit equipped smart ambient light, which, you know, I don't really care about, but you know, it's good to have HomeKit in there for the Apple dudes. And this is slightly smaller actually, the HK version, but otherwise functionality is kind of basically the same. So let's open it up and see what we've got. So there we go. So we have a small information booklet, 7 things you need to know about HomeKit. Yep, okay, fine. A little user manual on how to set it up. So yeah, that might be useful in a moment, so we'll put that aside. We have a plug for running it. It doesn't have a built-in battery, so it needs to be plugged in. Yeah, it's a little USB plug, rated at, I imagine, 1 amp. Let's have a look. So it is rated at, yeah, 1 amp, 5 volts. So, as we'd expect. And actually, on the back of the box here, it says input 5 volt, 1 amp. And just looking at the specs here, it's got the size and all that sort of stuff, and that it is an RGBW light, so it will change colour, which is yeah, pretty cool. Also talks about the wireless standard, so you'll need a 2.4 GHz network to connect this to. So if you only have 5 GHz in your house, then that is not going to work. Okay, so a little bit of cardboard protecting it there, so let's put that back in. As you can see, we've got the USB cable here as well. So it barely weighs anything, as you'd expect with it not having a battery in. The actual kind of finish is quite nice. So we've got a kind of power button and a Wi-Fi button there. So let's start off. Right, so it says set up the device, connect the power cable and power the device up. So we're going to plug that in the bottom there. It's got a little cable routing channel to bring it out the back for when you're popping it on the side. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to plug into our battery bank over here, and then we can hopefully press the button and it will turn on. He says, there we go, I'll turn the power bank on. Right, so it's come on with a nice kind of warm white glow, as you might expect. Right, so what do we need to do now? So we've turned it on, and now we need to do, as with other Meross gear, I'm going to ignore the instructions and I'm going to fire up the Meross app on my trusty Mi 10T Lite, which is a great device, by the way. Okay, so let's fire up the Meross app. Okay, so there you can see all my kind of existing Meross devices in there. So I'm just checking that we have. Yeah, good. Okay, so I'm going to hit the add button, allow this to recognise our location, and then we get a list of the different Meross devices that we might want to add. So I love this Cherub baby machine. I've got no idea what that is, but it sounds yeah, interesting. We're not going to add a Cherub baby machine, I don't think. So what have we got here? Smart humidifier. Don't really see it in there. Might have to go for more. Smart plug, surge protector, more plugs. They've got a lot of stuff. Smart ambient light. Looks like that. That's what it looks like. Okay, connect power cable is shown below. Right, so we've done that. So we should be ready to go. Power up, and the LED, status LED, should start to blink slowly. So it is going between white and orange here, so it's doing the right thing. Right, we could press that button there if it's not doing the right stuff, but it all looks good. So Okay, we need to connect to the device Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's go to our Wi-Fi settings and see what we've got here. Okay, let's go. So, oh, there we go. So Meross, there we go. Connect. Okay, then we'll go back and it says okay. Give it a name. Smart Ambient Light. That kind of works. Your standard network does exactly what it says on the tin. Next, right, so choose an icon to help identify your device. We'll just stick with the standard one, but we could take a photo of it, or if we wanted it like in the baby's room, we might have a picture of the baby or whatever in there. Okay, so there you go. Join your home Wi-Fi. Oh, lovely. There's my home Wi-Fi password pre-populated, so that's quite nice. We don't need to mess around with filling that in. And press next. Right, so it's now going to finish setting up the device. Oh, there you go, it's flashing. I think that's probably a good sign. Now it's adding it to our home network. So I can see my device here has then switched off and it's gone back onto home Wi-Fi. So there you go, we've got a nice little preview of the colours that it supports as well. So it might take a few minutes. Okay, so that's done. Right, so in here now we have the Smart Ambient Light. So just like that, even though we're on home Wi-Fi now, we're not connected directly to the device, we can turn it on and off. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we can control the brightness. Oh no, that's the temperature of the white. Oh, there we go, that's pretty cool. So we can have a kind of really cool white like that, or we can go for the warm white if we prefer, which is pretty nice. So yeah, and around the outside there we can control the levels of brightness. See if we can turn it on and off. So that's the white mode. We can hit the button here to go into colour mode as well. This is it's the same UI that we have for the smart bulbs as well. So there you go, we can again control the brightness in the same way. Oh, and as you can see, we can spin the colour wheel and change the colours of those as well. Pretty smart. It's not super bright, but it's supposed to be an ambient light, so you know, I don't mind that. Generally what happens is that, you know, in RGB mode these things aren't as bright as they are in the white modes, and you know, that's kind of the same case here as well. We can do various bits in here. You can see the settings, set times and that kind of thing, which is useful because Meross devices support routines, so you can have them coming on and off at particular times and doing clever stuff like that. So we have scenes, where you can set up multiple Meross devices to do something at a particular time. We can have routines, like so, where you can say, yeah, do a thing at a particular time based on a scene or a device. So scenes are manual processes. So like I have office on and off, turns all the office smart bulbs on and off. Yeah, routines is timed. What's really nice here actually is that as well as supporting the app, you can link the Meross devices to your Google Home or to your Amazon Echo stuff, but you can also link it to IFT, so if this then that, so you can set up quite complex routines based on specific things happening. So for example, you could set up with this to say, you know, if an email appears in my email box, or if a particular event happens, anything you could support in IFT, then you can make it go red or green or that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, very smart. You can also expose effectively an API for this, so you can call it from your own custom scripts, which is nice. So we can check for a firmware update. There you go. So there's no firmware update for the ambient light, and it pops up in here when there is one available. So yeah, all right, this is pretty cool actually. You could even do fancy stuff around a separate motion detector with it. Obviously it's not got one built in. Here you go, you can see here that that's where you configure Alexa, Assistant, Smart Things, and HomeKit. Just checking to see if I accidentally woke up my Amazon Echo there, but I didn't. We can probably have a quick look at that actually if I go into it here. Yeah, lovely. Okay, that's not logged in because this phone isn't set up. Okay, but in the Amazon app you would simply search for devices and then it would show up, and you add it and you can do voice commands in kind of the standard way, both for colours and on, off and brightness, etc. Okay, so that is the Meross MSL420HK. Interested to know if anyone else wants one of these, how you get on with it. If you've got any questions about it at all, you can hit me up on Twitter at Paul O'Brien or in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe to be informed when I put future videos online, and thanks very much for watching. Cheers.